Hi everyone, welcome back to Baka Bitches. We are two 30-something-year-olds who love to drink and talk about anime. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Hannah to quickly go through our anime disclaimers.
Yes, because you'll need them just in case you don't want sensitive ears listening. But yeah, this is fair warning, a podcast that we're going to be talking about there's going to be language, there's going to be cursing because we're drinking, there's going to be drinks. So
What the fuck are you talking about?
I know.
What kind of fucking language
rude.
is happening in
this
here?
This is bullshit. I
it's
know.
A family
I'm
show.
So sorry.
Please don't watch this with your family.
Yeah, don't do it.
Watch it in private.
With the door closed and locked. But yeah, so there's going to be language. There's probably going to be some sexy talk in here.
Some adult themes.
Definitely a lot of adult themes. And that ranges
references
from,
to sexuality.
Yes, sexy sex time and daddies. Lots of daddies.
So many daddies. All the daddies with an I-E-S. Daddies.
Daddies.
Probably some dark elements. Some things that might be uncomfortable. Death.
Sex, violence, drug use.
Mm-hmm. Heavy themes.
We're gonna talk about it all. So if you're a little sensitive about those subjects, please just be aware that it's to your discretion, and don't come at us for watching in dub. Okay?
Mostly don't come at us for that, because we are Baka Bitches and we are not reading subtitles.
We are not. Maybe on our own time, but this is podcast time, and we gotta go with the English. We gotta go with the English so we absorb it all.
Enjoy, guys.
Enjoy.
Hi everyone, welcome to Baka Bitches. We are two 30-something-year-olds who love to drink and talk about anime. I am one of your hosts, Stephanie, and this is
Hannah.
I always feel like I forget to intro with our names, and you always do that.
Yeah, I don't know. There is like one or two times where I forgot to do it. Because I'm just like, they know us by now.
I never do it. So, you're welcome.
We're to that point. We're just so familiar with you guys.
Exactly. That is how it feels.
Yeah.
So, if you've been following along with us, we are going through Inuyasha. Mm-hmm. We are talking about episode 16 of season 1 right now.
Can't believe it.
Mystical Hand of the Amorous Monk, Miroku.
Hey!
Did I nail it?
You did.
Yes.
You did.
Alrighty.
You got it.
So according to Wiki, now I'm in my head about it.
Oh no, don't think about it.
Miroku, a lecherous monk.
Lecherous, but yeah.
That one too. Searches the jewel shards. He encounters Kagome and discreetly steals them. Inuyasha soon trails him to an Okiya in hopes to retrieve them. Miroku unleashes the void of the wind tunnel cursed in his right hand, but Kagome prevents him from doing so. Miroku reveals the source of his curse, which was inflicted upon him by a yokai who has been after the jewel for 50 years. These jewels, I'm starting to get an idea. They are very important to this story, are they not?
Super important.
Yeah, that's just now occurring to me. By the fact, I'm totally joking right now.
No, that was very convincing. I was gonna okay, here we are, Stephanie.
Yeah.
I was gonna lay down the
Hannah
law
did believe
for
that about me, because she's like, yeah, we know that you're not paying attention to any of this. You're only here for the daddies. Truth.
Fair. I was also only here for the daddies.
Right.
I watched it a few times and some concepts stuck with me.
Yeah. No, it's good. So I think before we dive into talking about that tonight, we are drinking very responsibly, you guys.
We are.
I made a little pineapple lime action with some rum in it, topped it off with a little bit of champagne.
It's very
Feels
good.
very classy. It is very tropical. despite the fact that we are recording in December.
Yeah. Sometimes you need a little summer in December.
Yeah, they do Christmas in July, and now we're just doing July and Christmas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, take that, Hallmark.
Exactly. Make a Christmas card out of this.
Yeah. With your shitty, predictable movies.
Awesome. All right. Hannah, you want to kick us off?
Yeah. So, we see this monk. He's traveling alone. He's a loner guy. And he's making his way to
downtown.
Yeah, he's making his way downtown.
Walking fast.
Faces fast, and he's homebound. Actually,
Stop.
I don't think he has a home. He's just a wandering monk. You know? It's fine. It's fine. He's very self-sufficient. So we see him on this trail at a fork in the road, and he's like, where do I go? I don't even know. And he kind of lets fate decide, and then two old men are walking and talking, don't even acknowledge him, and they're just mumbling to themselves and being like, oh yeah, let's go over here because they have pretty women and shit. And at that point, Miroku moves his pole, if you will.
Sexy.
His jingly pole thing. I don't know what you call that. Staff? That's the word I was looking for.
I thought we were talking about he was moving another part of himself.
Well,
I was like, okay,
I mean, honestly,
I must have missed that, but I'll go back and watch it.
That is what he mostly leads with.
Nice.
But his actual staff.
Okay. A little stick.
Yeah.
And his sticky.
His sticky stick. And he moves it to the path that the two men took, saying, oh yeah, fate has decided. So he gets there, kind of following back these two guys, and they take a break at this, I guess what you could call it is like a dongo stand.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're just there for some tea and some dongo. And he's still kind of overhearing these two guys, and they're gossiping, which is very weird. I feel like men, especially back then, should just be grunting at each other.
Oh, yeah.
And just, But no, these guys are gossiping like ladies. And they're like, oh yeah, the lord of the land not too far away, isn't his daughter ill? And oh yeah, it's very mysterious. They need a priest up in there, to heal her or whatever. And so Miroku's just like, all right, I got this. So he makes his way over there and talks to the Lord. Sees all this wealth that has been gathered there. Mm-hmm. And then the Lord is just like, yeah, here's my daughter. What can you do about it?
Well, her face looks a little swollen. She always looks like that.
Oh.
Awkward. He's like a child. Like, who says these things aloud? But okay.
A lecherous monk.
But
obviously.
Okay, cool.
So he's like, okay, all right, I guess that's her face. That's cool. Disappointing, but cool. And he looks around, sees
disappointing, but cool. Okay, continue. Yeah.
So he's not gonna have a hot babe. It's fine. So he looks for the second best thing, and he sees this giant ass like Buddha statue that she's been laying under, I guess you could say.
Right.
And he's like, okay, I know what's up. Sends the Lord out, and it's just like, I'll take care of it, but no matter what, don't come in. No matter what you hear, just don't do it. I'll give you the okay when we're good. Right. I'm gonna help your daughter out. Mm-hmm. And Miroku does. He
be a good boy.
He do be, keeping to his promise.
Right.
He did heal the daughter because I guess she was possessed by a weasel demon.
Yes, that is in my notes.
Yeah, weasel demon
appears with Shikon Jewel Shard.
Yeah, right in the forehead, as they do.
Yeah, bullet point number 3.
Yeah, just right there. And he's like, okay, gets the shard, success. And I guess it was an actual, like, weasel creature, animal.
Right.
So it begs the question, to me, is, so can a regular animal just all of a sudden become a demon because of a Shikon Jewel Shard? Because I don't know. I feel like there's some missing stuff here. So I don't know. Food for thought. Get at me. Contact me. And give me your theories on that, because I find that weird. But it's a regular weasel that I guess had a Shikon Jewel, turns into demon weasel, but Miroku vanishes it, and along the way he helps himself to all of the treasure that this lord has accumulated.
Yeah.
And I guess these are very not so good economic times. So Miroku did point out, like, wow, you've really built a lot of wealth for yourself. Are your people real happy about that? So anyways, it doesn't matter because Miroku robbed him blind.
Yeah.
But healed the daughter. And
so he's got that going for him. And,
he did keep his word. He just didn't talk about payment.
Sure.
So Miroku made off with a wagon full of gold and fancy things and 3 of the best horses. And it's just like, I need to pawn this off so I can get money.
Yeah. I'm going to go along my merry way.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to take a little resty rest.
Absolutely, you got to.
Because I got to chill.
Yeah, I mean, it's nighttime. It's time to
clean up.
Yeah, time to rest. So he does end up, I guess, pawning all of the things off, because, I mean, what's he really going to do with it? And pawns everything off, gets the money that he wants, and winds up hanging out in a natural hot spring area. Mm-hmm. And is like, oh yeah, okay.
This is the life.
This is cool. I didn't get as much as I wanted from all the things, but hey, I got this hot spring, so that's cool. And that is actually when he runs into Kagome and Inuyasha and Shippo.
But mostly just Kagome.
Kagome.
Is who he be spying at.
He got an eyeful. Because she's just like, it's time for me to bathe, and you boys don't look, and Inuyasha's just like, trust me, I'm not gonna look, and then she gets even more upset.
Yeah, because I don't want you to look, but I also want to know that you want to look.
Yeah,
that's the mood,
it
for
really
sure.
is.
And that is definitely a girl's perspective, to be like, don't you dare look at me, you pervert. But I do want you to notice how beautiful I am.
Yeah, I want you to at least, like, feign not looking or something. Because, I mean, you'll be obvious about it, but at least I'm going to know you're interested. That definitely is girl mentality.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Because clearly Kagome is catching some feels. Even though she's frustrated with him all the time.
I mean, I feel like that's gone both ways. She's just a little bit more open about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now she's, like, also typical teenage girl, realizing that he's had a previous girlfriend. And now she's insecure.
I mean, he is, like, 8,000 years old, so
yeah,
fair.
I mean, minor detail. But, I mean, like...
It's neither here nor there.
One previous girlfriend, like...
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
We could have a lot more baggage.
We really could. I mean, there's still baggage within that, but that's fine. So she's insecure about, like, his previous girlfriend, but she's catching feelings even though she doesn't want to admit it, because she's always constantly, like, thinking about him. And so, anyways, she's like, don't look. I don't want you to look, but I kind of do. And Inuyasha's like, I'm never going to look. And she's
because
like, okay,
that
fine.
is disgusting. Yeah. I don't even think about you like that.
You're like a child. Or something.
And then she's over here like, oh, well, fine. I guess he's still in love with
Kikyo.
Oh, just never be as good as her.
My incarnation, or like the previous, I don't know. What is Kikyo to Kagome? Previous incarnation?
Yeah, I feel like that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because Kagome is Kikyo's incarnation, but I don't know if that's right. Anyways, doesn't matter. I'm just catching on to semantics. So she's bathing and pouting and doing the thing. And Miroku is kind of peering over this rock that he's hidden himself behind. And he's just like, catches a glimpse of Kagome in all the ways that she wants Inuyasha to look at her. And he not only notices her form, her very pretty form, but also sees that she is wearing a good chunk of the Shikon jewel around her neck. And he's like, oh, I actually need more of those jewels. So he comes up with a plan.
But I mean, that was kind of after he spied the other things beneath the jewel.
True.
He was like, I need some of those. I mean, just specifically.
I need that. Not that, but also those.
Like maybe it's a 2-for-1, a 3-for-1 in this case.
Honestly,
yeah,
he would do that. So he ends up coming in contact with, and so suddenly too, it just immediately cuts to Miroku talking to a tanuki. Humanoid tanuki thing, and more or less hires this guy to stall Inuyasha to kidnap Kagome and get the jewel. So it really is a 2-for-1, 3-for-1 thing for him. Because honestly, he could have just done that as a distraction and just grabbed the jewel from her. But he's like, no, I'm just going to kidnap the whole person. All right, fam. You do you. And so this Tanuki guy turns into a really weird-looking orange head thing. And, tackles Inuyasha, off a cliff, more or less. And that's when Miroku jumps in, grabs Kagome, and starts riding her bike, which to me is also another flaw, I guess you could say, because I don't know if they really have that many bikes in feudal Japan, ? So I don't know how he knows how to ride a bike. I don't know. And I can say this as a 30-something who has only attempted to try to ride a bike and has failed miserably. But that's another story. So yeah, Miroku gets Kagome's bike, gets the jewel shard, gets Kagome, and is just riding off into the sunset with her. And Inuyasha's like, no, that's not gonna happen. And, so he's chasing after her. Shippo is, I don't know, hanging on to Inuyasha somehow. And they're going after them. They go into a bigger village than what we're kind of used to. Oh, wait, no. No, that's beforehand. Never mind. At one point,
Do we need my notes, Hannah?
maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
My time to shine.
I done fucked up. I skipped over a brief little part that, they're kind of on the mountain cliff area.
Yeah.
And something makes Miroku more or less leave Kagome, but he does take the jewel with him. He gets what he mainly wants.
Well, she does jump off the bike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he like yeeted her on there. So she's like sitting on his
Yeah.
lap and she's like, "You fiendish brute, you better let me down."
Oh, okay. And then it's like, oh,
and then he stopped at some point to like do the little hand thingy, right?
Oh, yeah.
To hand wind power some
Yeah,
shit. And then
'cause-
she just like jumped off. She was like,
Okay.
"See ya."
That's what I'm missing. I glazed over that part.
Yeah, I mean, it was not.
It wasn't.
It was
like-
nothing big though.
I mean, yeah, it was semi-big in a sense, because then you see, like, oh, Miroku does have a power in his hand. And they're like, what was that? And, yeah, so, okay, that does happen. But he still takes Kagome's bike and the Shikon jewel. And so Miroku leaves. They can't catch him. And she's like, he stole my bike. The audacity of this man. And Inuyasha's like, well, I'm glad you're safe. And that's when Kagome's like, you were worried about me? Like, hope just bursting at the seams. And he's like, well, I mean, yeah, but I'm really worried about the Shikon jewel. And she's like, oh, great. Cool. But also, like, yeah, he did take that. And then they argue a bit. And that's when they kind of follow him into this bigger village area. And Inuyasha decides to track him. And the way he does that is he acts like he tunes into his dog-like half. So sorry, that is so unprofessional.
So rude. Jesus, keep it together.
I can't. My throat got dry and itchy. And so, Inuyasha is down on the ground, sniffing for Miroku's scent.
Yes, he is. As Kagome's over here like, can't you go any faster?
And can you maybe, like, not do it this way? Because, everyone is staring.
Right.
And he's like, I literally cannot. Which I feel is kind of sus because we've already seen him stand there and sniff the air to see something or like find something.
Jeez, talk about unprofessional.
No, we are all over the place in this episode.
We are
It's
just
fine.
off of our routine.
But yeah, this is new. We're doing new things here. But it's fine, you guys. You still love us, right? So we have seen Inuyasha actually just sniff the air, do that kind of thing. And I'm like, I don't know why he can't do the same thing. But no, he has to be like, his nose is to the ground. He's on all fours sniffing around. And finally, they see her bike, Kagome's bike, leaning against a building, and it's in more or less a entertainment house where women, I wouldn't even say that they're geisha, but they're women that entertain. So they dance around, giggle, and pour drinks for whoever wants it. And Miroku's there, super disappointed, because he's like, I thought this place would have beautiful women, that's what I heard. But here I am sitting around these mediocre women, I guess.
I do love a good mediocre woman.
I know. If
No
you squint just
judging.
right. Well, I mean, Miroku is quite the lech.
Heard.
So they confront him inside of this building full of women.
Yeah.
And saying, give back the jewel, and like, how dare you, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, nah, son. And he starts running out again. And they're chasing him throughout the village. And they kind of come... They're fighting. Inuyasha's using Tetsaiga. And Miroku's using his big ol' staff to block every shot that Inuyasha takes. Mm-hmm. And Inuyasha's just like, okay, this is not a regular monk. This is not a human monk. This is something else. And Inuyasha does kind of best him and was able to move the staff away from Miroku. And that's when Miroku starts running to the edge of the village and is like, I have to use my last, last resort thing.
Right.
And he's yelling to the village, all the villagers, like, please, for your own safety, like, get yourself out of here. I don't want to harm you, blah, blah, blah. And they don't listen. And so they go to the edge of the village. Inuyasha's following him. Miroku takes off his, like, hand guard thingy, and his, like, black hole of power starts doing the thing.
Yeah.
And sucking everything in. Like, that thing is, like, literally dragging horses and chickens, like, livestock into it.
Yeah.
With rocks and
everything.
Things.
Literally everything that he's pointing it towards.
Just not Inuyasha.
Just being sucked in.
So he's doing that. Inuyasha's like digging Tetsaiga into the ground and using it to keep himself steady. And villagers are running away because they now realize, oh, I should have left. I didn't take this guy seriously.
I don't want to be in the black hole of some dude's hand.
Yeah, because who knows where I actually end up.
Right.
That
would be an interesting side story to find out.
It really would.
I hope we do find out.
Yeah, my theory is it's not so bad at the other side.
Okay.
Okay. It's your own personal heaven that you're just stuck in. See, that'd be nice, right? Mm-hmm.
Suck me in, Daddy.
Give me the big suck.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Kagome is like, I have to stop this somehow.
Let me just go throw myself onto him.
Because he doesn't want to hurt innocent people like me.
She just pounces, Daddy.
Honestly, she should have.
And then just, this dude who's so strong, who's standing up to everything, just gets knocked over by, like, an 85-pound female.
I mean,
but that's fine.
Yeah.
So windiness stops, and...
He does have a weakness. His kryptonite.
She just laying on top of him.
Is
like it somehow
knocked
knocked her out cold.
Somehow.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's anime logic, I guess.
Yeah, I don't really know how that would happen or play out in real life, but it's fine. So Kagome luckily was right about her assumption. And he sees Kagome getting sucked in and immediately stops and puts his bead barrier thing on his hand again.
Right.
And, they do knock each other out for like a hot second.
Right.
And she's like, whoa, I was right. And Inuyasha is just like, okay, cool. It's fine. I was worthless. It's fine.
Yeah.
He didn't need to be here after all.
And is this when we start to get his backstory about, like, his grandfather when she's like, no, let's just hear him out. Let's just see what he wants.
Yeah, because...
And then that's when,
yeah.
What's his face? Miroku.
Yeah.
Starts talking about, oh, well, my father and my father's father...
My father of my father and his father.
And his father and the forefathers.
Yeah. More or less, because Kagome, well, Miroku is kind of knocked out. She's like, well, he did not suck me into his black hole
So
hand.
he must not be that bad.
He must have a good heart. And
sweet summer child, you got titties.
yeah,
That's what saves you.
Honestly, girls need to understand.
They do look pretty
full and
luscious
perky
in that water.
Yeah, like those
They're
things
just
did not
floating around.
sag.
She did not need any life vest. She's gonna be fine.
15.
Oh, now this is weird that we're talking about it, but yeah,
you know, it's fine. I'm a woman that is not sexually attracted to women, so but
too bad. But yeah,
sorry. Maybe later.
Maybe next time.
You know, maybe
in another life.
Maybe after a couple drinks.
Maybe after a couple more.
You
Who
know?
knows?
We'll experiment. So he wakes up and his hand does end up going and touching Kagome's butt, doing a nice little strokey stroke. And she's like, forget what I said before, Inuyasha, kill him. You know, but they ended up all sitting down and hearing his story of his grandfather or whatever, being a monk and facing off against this really powerful demon named Naraku. Mm-hmm. I'm so excited. Sorry. That they just become great enemies, and Naraku has the ability to change what he looks like. Mm. And after encountering Naraku multiple different times, the last time that he encounters Naraku is a beautiful woman, and lechery runs in Miroku's family. So naturally Miroku's grandfather runs into some trouble, and in this scuffle, one of Naraku's moves pierces the palm of his grandfather's hand, and I guess this creates a magical black hole thing that happens and is passed down to the next child.
Yeah, the oldest male in the family to continue
very specific
trying to like defeat or I don't know. It's like a curse, right?
Yeah, it's a curse more or less. And so Miroku is trying to find Naraku, defeat him, and hoping that will cure him of this curse that he has. And he's also hoping that the Shikon Jewel will help him do all of that and become a normal hand boy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and so...
He doesn't want a church hand. He no longer wants a holy hand.
No.
He don't want to be monk boy.
I mean...
He want to be bad boy.
His other hand is already dirty, so, you know, why not have two dirty hands?
Yeah, heard.
So, Kagome's like, well, you know what? Why don't you join us? Because Inuyasha's now discovering, like, that this Naraku dude was more or less the one that killed Kikyo, his previous girlfriend. And is like, I must seek revenge. And so Kagome's just like, okay, it looks like we have a common enemy, kind of, in a sense, so...
Let's all just join up and try to do the thing.
Yeah,
let's work as a team.
Let's do it.
And Inuyasha has to be like, I don't want to be with him. I don't want to do a thing. And then Miroku has to be like, well, you're not really treating her very nice. And Kagome, I want you to bear me a son. She's like, what?
If you have any sympathy for me at all in my condition, you will bear me a son. Excuse me, why would I do that? Because
for the tradition, in case I can't do the thing.
If I don't make it, my son has to do
it'll be the next.
The family tradition. She's like,
I don't think so, sir.
I just met you.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yet.
She's not old like us. She's not desperate. She's 15.
That's
she
true.
got options.
She does. She has so much.
In your 30s,
more
you'd be
life.
like, okay.
All right.
I guess.
Okay, so you want children and a family. Cool. Okay.
I would love
All right.
children and a family and security.
Yeah, like, all right.
Personal bodyguard all the time.
If you're willing, okay.
At
you're
least
not gonna
he seems
split.
a little more emotionally stable than Inuyasha.
Oh,
he's a little flighty.
more. He's not as angry.
Yeah.
He's just cursed.
And then we just kind of left on that cliffhanger where
Yeah.
we think they're going to adventure together, and I hope that they do.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baka, bye!